reason.
Okay, Marcus,
Yeah,
you're on your Everest here.
yes.
What virtual mountain have you chosen?
Well, I'm on Zwift and it's called Alpe du Huez. Alpe du Huez. It's supposed to be a bit like Alpe. Sorry. It's not called that. Sorry, I'm stuffed. I can't think straight. It's called
Alpe du Zwift.
Alpe du Zwift, but it's like Alpe du Huez in the Tour de France.
Okay.
I'm a bit stuffed here.
And what sort of nutrition are you using to power your Everest attempt here?
Right, mainly orange juice, bananas, dates, and sort of apricot delights. All sort of fruity things.
Let's have a look.
Bit of film there.
And how would you rate those as nutrition sources?
Well, good, because you don't want to have too much heavy stuff. Anything heavy or like concentrated carbs like biscuits or cake or that kind of thing, I find just make you slower than you already are. And I'm pretty slow.
Okay. You want to just hit the radio off?
Yep. Yeah, good idea. We can do it again if you want.
So, you were aware Alec Burton used dried fruit on his bicycle riding?
Yeah, not really, but yeah.
No?
No, I am now.
Did you ever go for a ride with Alec Burton?
No.
No.
No, I didn't know him as a bike. I knew he was, but I didn't bike ride with him.
And how has the Zwift held up for this? Is it a reliable unit?
So far, yes. Very reliable today. And yeah, we've done about 5,560 metres, roughly, a bit like that, yeah. And 141 Ks, so about, I don't know, 6 or 7%. So incline, and yeah, I've still got about 3,000 metres of elevation to go. And yeah, it's very tiring, fatiguing sort of day. I've been going for 12.5 hours, and I've still got a few hours to go.
And how does it compare to regular bicycle mountain climbing?
It's fairly similar. Fairly similar. I suppose the biggest difference is there's no wind resistance factor. So other than that, it's pretty good, pretty similar. You know, you don't feel like you're on the flat, you feel like you're going up the hill when there is a hill on Zwift, which I'm on all day today.
And what is your setup? What's your current bicycle?
It's a tarmac, specialised tarmac, a couple of years old or so. And it's just got Dura-Race cranks with left and right side power meters. And I've got the Garmin sitting, it's over on the desk over here, but normally it's on here. I've got these tri-bars on for it, so a few different positions, which I recommend for the long ride, a bit of power. Yeah, it's all pretty good. And I'm using the Wahoo Kick R, or Kick Arse as some people call it. Electronic smart trainer. And it seems to be doing the job. We've got it set up through the computer. And then we've got Zwift through the computer. And then the Zwift tells the smart trainer what elevation, or what incline percentage I'm doing. And so yeah, it's quite good. And there's 21 sectors of climbing on this particular hill, and yeah, it takes me a long time to get up there. My record's about 77 minutes, but today I'm doing it more like in 100 minutes or more, because I've ridden up it so many times today. This is the 6th time, so by the time I hit the top this time it'll be 6,000 meters, a bit more, 6,200. So I can't really go very fast. There's not a lot of energy there left to do it, so I just have to slog it out.
And do you think that if you weren't on a healthy vegan or plant-based diet that you'd be doing this at your stage of life?
It's very hard to say. You would hope so, but whoever you are, you always want to do your best. And you can't just say, oh well, just because I'm a vegan or something, or high raw fruit eating athlete. But I believe that it does help you because your body's a bit more efficient. It hasn't got all the dross of highly refined carbohydrates, which I don't agree with, because they're just hard for the body to deal with. Whereas if you have fruit, bananas and dates and orange juice or oranges, it's just a cleaner running machine. Just gets sugars straight away into your blood and just keeps you going. So yeah, that's what I'm in favour of, but maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. And seems to go quite well. In other words, I don't know how much better or worse I would be on some other type of diet, because I believe and have an understanding that what I do is pretty close to the optimum.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm open to criticism, critical analysis.
So you'd be the third or fourth person in Australia to do a virtual Everest?
Yeah, I am. As far as I know, I'm the third or fourth, that's right. We're not sure about that because there's 3 that are posted on the website that's for that, on the sort of honour roll, if you like. And there's 3 on it, and one of them seems a bit strange to me, but 2 are definitely there. So I'm either the third or fourth person in Australia to do it, a virtual Everest. Plenty of people do outdoors ones. It's debatable which is harder. They've both got their elements. This is safer, of course, because they've got no trucks or dogs to deal with, or potholes, or icy roads or anything. But the virtual Everest is still very hard, there's no doubt about it. You have to try it to see what I mean, to see how you go. Because you're talking 8,840 metres thereabouts, and or 29,000 feet of climbing, which is quite a bit. You're right up with the aeroplanes or higher. So yeah, but it's not for everyone, So yeah, there'll be only 2 to 3 other people in the country. All the other ones are all younger than me. I'm 59. The oldest one that's done it's 50.
And is this the hardest physical sport thing you've ever done?
Hard to say, because I've also ridden to Queensland by myself on an old steel 1970s bike frame, which is pretty heavy and very few gears. The biggest, we call them clusters in those days, the biggest cog on the rear cluster was a 21 tooth. And I had 28 pounds of gear, approximately, so about 13 kilos of gear, carrying it and doing that, and then doing 220 k's a day, average up all those hills throughout New South Wales. Very difficult. So I don't know, that was a mega challenge as well, picking that up. 200 k's plus a day with all that gear. But then these days, bike packers do that and more. So, but they've got much lighter bikes and much better gear setups. So it's hard to compare apples with apples.
So after this virtual, sorry to cut you off there.
Right.
After this virtual Everesting,
yeah.
Do you see any further challenges ahead that you'd like to take?
Not in the short term.
Okay.
Because it is very hard and very taxing. Take me a while to recover from this. So no, I don't think, there's nothing on the horizon. This is pretty good, this. I'll be wrapped if I can do this one, if I succeed in this. Because there are so few people who do it. There's only about 800 people in the world who've done any type of Everest, which are mainly outdoor ones. I'm not sure how many overseas, but on Australian soil, there's only 3 or 4, as I said, that have done virtual ones. But so whether you do it outdoors or indoors, they're very hard. Most people wouldn't even sit on a bike seat like this, any sort of bike seat, for more than about 3 or 4 hours would be maximum. But but I've been on it for 12, and I'll be a few more hours yet. So, yeah, so there's nothing on the horizon. If I do this, I'll be very pleased if I succeed.
Okay, well done, Marcus. We'll catch up with you in a few hours and see how you're going.
Thank you, bye.